Phoenix Rising by Rob Harper and Jack Fike. Episode 6. Previously on Phoenix Rising, the tensions are rising on the Nyarlathotep. The longer the Phoenix sits connected to the ship, the more the general populace seems to be becoming agitated. Meanwhile, someone has tried to blackmail the captain about his genetic disposition for insanity. The blackmailer met a mysterious end, with Comtech Crabtree left as a scapegoat. The question remains, did Arkham's secret get out?
Arkham sits on the bridge. The past week has left him emotionally drained, and now the mystery of who killed Dr. Zarnak and what the book, The King in Yellow, is all about races through his brain. Armitage has been off on his own investigation, trying to dig up leads. Arkham wonders, though, if Armitage is telling him everything.
Sir, there's a vid being broadcast throughout the whole ship.
On screen.
Arkham's stomach lurches. Could the Phoenix have tapped into their systems in a way that would have been better than what he sees pop up on the monitor? General Marsh is standing behind a podium, making a speech into a microphone.
Sadness, but I feel that this information can't be kept from the people of the Nyarlathotep any longer.
Oh no. Don't do this, Marsh.
There's been a secret eating away at the command of this ship since we first launched. Many of you know at first Officer Alzared was taken off the mission due to a small genetic marker saying that he had a chance of developing Parkinson's disease, which we all know is curable, non-mission affecting. Still, it was mandated that only those with genetically clean backgrounds could be on this mission. Many of you had to leave loved ones back home because of this.
In the background, a grumble can be heard from the crowd.
He's in front of a crowd. Comms, get me security. I want a team sent down to wherever he is, ASAP.
Yes, sir.
Well liked and missed. Why was he not allowed on this mission when it has come to my attention that another bridge officer has a much worse genetic marker on his medical file? A genetic marker that was covered up, I might add. Myself and my team uncovered this awful truth. What is this marker, you may ask? And who has it? Well, I tell you, it is so-called Captain Arkham, and he has a genetic predilection to insanity. Is that someone you want leading us? Is that someone...
Turn it off.
All eyes on the bridge turn to their commander. After an awkward few seconds, finally someone speaks up.
Is it true, sir?
Yes. I didn't know about it myself until we were already on the mission. Not that that'll matter to anyone. It seems my father pulled more strings than even I was aware to get me here.
We've served with you for months now, sir. We're behind you.
The rest of the bridge crew nod in agreement, but Arkham sees a doubt in some of their eyes. He gets up. Now begins the really difficult part. Fighting the Phoenix had been easy. Fighting his own crew will be hard. Arkham meets up with Armitage, who is suited up with the SEC team in full riot gear.
It's bad down there, sir. Marsh is whipping up the crowd into a frenzy. I don't know what he plans to do, but we have to get a handle on it, fast.
Understood, Chief, but contain the crowd only. We don't want to look like we're oppressing the truth. I'm going to try and reason with them.
Good luck with that, sir.
To be continued after the break.
Do you want to play a game? Vinland Old Time Radio, not the least bit Brodericky.
Vinland Old Time Radio, now with 100% less Broderick.
Vinland Old Time Radio, didn't marry a horse.
Vinland Old Time Radio, didn't run over someone in Ireland.
Vinland Old Time Radio, wow, you went there.
Vinland Old Time Radio, still like his movies.
Vinland Old Time Radio, he was Godzilla, are you sure?
Vinland Old Time Radio, he was, that guy who jumped over hedges. Parker Lewis?
Vinland Old Time Radio, you just lost.
Armitage and Arkham arrive at a square within the civilian sector. The place is packed with now near riotous settlers. The SEC teams are out in force, trying to stop the crowd from getting any worse. They are armed with anti-personnel, non-lethal riot deterrent rifles, which the SEC teams affectionately call the Gloop Gun. An obviously drunk settler tries to rush the stage for God knows what reason, and a nearby guard gloops the man's feet. From the rifle shoots a beanbag-shaped round that expands in the air into what looks like a half-chewed piece of pink chewing gum. The gloop hits the man's feet and instantly hardens, stopping him in his tracks. Arkham walks onto the stage, set up in the square where Marsh is preaching from. The crowd goes mad. Arkham is at first taken back, but then he hears some supporters in the crowd and is reassured at least a bit. Maybe not everyone wants his head.
Well, look who it is. Our supposed captain. Have you come to answer for your crimes?
The only person here who is committing a crime is you, General.
Arkham gets closer to Marsh, so as to speak more privately.
What's your endgame here, Marsh? Do you want a riot?
No, I want the truth.
Marsh turns back to the crowd. He is back to commanding them. Arkham does his best to look calm.
Arkham lied to you all. Is this the man we want to lead us?
Arkham steps towards the podium to present his case, but Marsh steps in front of him.
Now who's gonna start the riot? Guards, arrest Arkham. I am now taking command of this mission under Article 3, Section C of the Space Authority Code.
Marsh obviously expects the SEC teams on stage to immediately grab Arkham. They do not. Instead, they look to Armitage, who's been standing off to the side, watching everything play out. These men are part of the civilian sector SEC force. Armitage has led them since the mission began, and some even before. Armitage just shakes his head and the SEC teams back off. Marsh looks shocked.
Let him defend himself.
Thank you, Chief. Everyone settle down for a moment. I know what Marsh has been saying has you all upset. I can understand. I would like to stand up here and tell you it all isn't true, but I can't. What Marsh says is true, at least when it comes to my medical file. It is true there is a genetic marker on my file that should have disqualified me for this mission.
The crowd grows angry. Arkham has seconds to turn them around.
It's not right that I'm here and some of your loved ones are not. What Marsh is wrong about is that I didn't know about this cover-up until after the mission began. Many of you know of my father. Some of you have had the displeasure of working for him. My father is manipulative, controlling, and unfortunately the man who made this mission possible. This mission is imperative for the government and the Earth to expand. My father had the key with the Arkham Drive. He asked for one thing, my presence on the mission. It was wrong for me to be here, but that cannot be changed. We need to band together now more than ever. The Phoenix is an unknown threat which is tearing us apart. I will step down if that is what you want, but I promise you that if I stay in command, I will free us from their grasp, and I will get us to our new home.
Marsh can see the crowd turning. He pushes Arkham aside.
This man is a liar, and he has no right to command.
Marsh grabs Arkham. The general is losing it. A scuffle breaks out and the SEC guards rush in. As all of this is going on, another voice is heard over the loudspeakers.
General Marsh, you are a liar and not fit for command then either.
Marsh turns to see the one person he thought would never betray him do so. His personal attaché de Lepore is holding a microphone.
De La Poor? What? No.
I've sat quiet for too long, General. You all might have heard that the General retired from service after an incident. Well, that incident was also covered up for political reasons.
Marsh turns to lunge for De La Poor, but is held by the guards.
General Marsh knowingly marched his men into a suicide mission for his own agenda. He killed more than 1,000 men for nothing.
The crowd stands stunned. De La Poor drops the microphone and backs away.
Why did you do this, General? Are you working with the Phoenix?
No, of course not, you fool. What I do for this ship. Have you read The King in Yellow, Marsh? Is that what this is? Are you working with the cult of the Yellow Sign? What is this King in Yellow? Have you lost it too, Armitage? I put you in charge of security. You've done a worse job than that incompetent Dyer.
Arkham makes a move towards Marsh. Rage spills over as all the pain and pressure boils within him. He feels that maybe the insanity isn't as far back in his genetic makeup as he had thought. But he doesn't care. Armitage puts a hand on Arkham's chest before he can boil over. Armitage just shakes his head.
He's not worth it, John.
From the crowd, a single voice rises above the rest, and people part to make way for him to approach the stage. He is a civilian by his dress, maybe a pathfinder or militia. Arkham expects the man to demand more answers, or even to start the debate over. What he doesn't expect is what the man actually is.
You will all bow to the King in Yellow. You will bow, or you will die. Hastings, will thy be done.
The cultist of the yellow sign pulls out a grenade from somewhere. God knows how he had gotten it on board, but it is academic at this point. The madman cocks his arm back, and everyone on stage has no time to react. Armitage doesn't hesitate for a second. He levels a gloop gun and fires. His shot is either amazingly lucky, or Armitage is that good. The gloop hits the crazed man's hand, holding the grenade perfectly. Instantly hardening, the man can't throw the dangerous explosive. Sec guards swarm the man, and he is quickly subdued. Armitage thinks that maybe now they can get new information on the resurgent cult. The sec teams disperse the crowd, most of whom ran when they saw the grenade. On the stage, Arkham glares at Marsh.
One day you're going to need my help. I'm here to make the hard choices. Sec Sergeant, please escort General Marsh to the brig for trying to incite a mutiny. You can't do this!
We can, for now. I don't believe in your methods, but you're a decorated military general, and we will need you. Please use this time to appreciate the situation we're in here, Marsh. The Phoenix is winning this war, without firing a shot. Decide which side you're going to be on.
The sec team takes Marsh to the brig. He is put into the cell next to Crabtree. Arkham can't help but think that neither of those two men deserve to be there. There's no way Crabtree killed Dr. Zarnak, and Marsh was only doing what he thought was right. No more is the Nolothrotep going to fight amongst themselves. Arkham thinks the time to take the fight to the Phoenix is now. Unfortunately, he is too late.
Tune in for the next episode.
I like Lamp. You know what else I like?
I'm thinking that there's got some sort of copyright on just saying I like Lamp.
I like scatological porn.
Oh,
That escalated quickly.
that escalated quickly 100% of the time.
VinlandOldTimeRadio.podbean.com. Ripping off Anchorman whenever we can.
Ooh, that rhymes. Trademark.